Hello everyone, welcome back. It's good to have you here. I am keeping warm because it's a chilly week today, well this week really, and I thought I'd show you how to attach the signature to your traveler's notebook cover and finish off the side panels, so the inside panels really, that's the right word. So here we are. Right, so what you're going to need, first of all, a scrap of card that we're going to make just one of these quickly, just as a guide for where to make the holes. So any scrap of paper, cereal box is good for this. You want a pokey tool. These pokey tools come from the lovely Letha K. She has an Etsy shop if you're interested, because I know someone's going to ask me. And her Etsy shop is called Upcountry Stamper. So I'll put the link in my description box below. They're beautiful, lovely pokey tools that we're going to make the holes with. So there's that. You need a little sewing needle. I use a embroidery needle actually, and I've got some binding thread here. Mine's just crochet thread. That's what I use. And then a couple of pockets. We're going to make some pockets, really easy. I'll talk you through that. I've got 2 tags that I've made. I'll talk you through that. Then what you're going to need for the inside page covers are, I've had 2 sheets actually, because it needs to be longer than the width. So 2 sheets of the paper that you want to put on the inside cover. I'm using my lace background paper. I've also got a piece of paper. This is the daisy print, any one of those that go with the style you're using. So this one is 2.5 inches that way, and I think it's 9 inches, or let me see, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8.5 inches. So that would depend on the length of your paper. It will be slightly different for US letter. There's a slightly longer by 1/4 inch, or you know, this is for A4. All right, so that's what you're going to need there, and of course your journal and the cover. Right, so I've got my journal here. I always wrap my journals in bubble wrap, not for protecting, but really it is protection, but against the sun, the light. So it also just keeps it all together. So I don't think I've ever told you that. So I just put that to the side, and then we've got our journal, and we've got it in the cover here, and we had the paper bag that we used there. So we've got a chunky, nice chunky journal here. So the first thing you want to do is just get those pages together. So you want to just get them like this and tap them onto your board. All right, just tap them so that all the pages are the same length at the base. All right, so what I want to show you now is just really what to do with this and how quickly you can put this together. So this is just a normal piece of paper that we've been working with. I have just got here a Tyvek envelope. All right, so it's got a bit of fibers in it, and what I like to do is I just like to back it with this. You can use Tyvek itself or a Tyvek envelope, whatever you choose. You want to just get that stuck on here. Let's use a better glue than that. So we'll go with our 3-in-1. It's just going to give your page, this little piece, some strength. That's all we're doing this for. So anything really, even thicker paper would work. All right, but I like this Tyvek type of envelope because it does give it strength with the fibers. Right, so I'm going to just stick this on the back here like that. I'm not going to use 2 layers. I'm going to take the other one off, but just for the purposes quickly of this, I'm just showing you what I use it for. I do have Tyvek, as I said, on its own. That's quite tricky to stick down. It doesn't really like to stick down too well. So this is the better bet, and you probably have some kind of envelope in the post often that you could use. So you know, we want to use what we have. Right, so I'm going to just put that to the side. Now you've got 2 layers here. We can keep the other one for another time. So I just want to grab a pair of scissors here quickly, and I want to just trim that really close to the edge, and that's just going to give it the thickness that and the sort of support that I want, because I don't want my spine to rip out of my cover. All right, so here's another piece for another time. Right, so we've got that one done. This one is 8.5 inches, and as I said, that might be different depending on whether it's an A4 or not. So you know, US letters probably be 8 3/4. It's slightly longer than my signature, which is 8 1/4 that way. All right, and the reason for that is, if I just take one of these pages here, is this is the bit that we're going to sew our signature onto. So you can see the top and the bottom, it's really just a 1/4 of an inch between both sides, if I had to move it up there, that you are making that longer. All right, and the width is 2.5 inches, as I said. Okay, so there's that. We've got that ready. I've just folded this in half. All right, so you just want to go and fold this in half. There or thereabouts. Okay, there we go. So there's that bit. We're going to use this to sew our signature onto. All right, then I've got this little template. Now this is exactly the same length. It doesn't matter about the width. I've used a scrap of paper, card. It's a bit of card. And these two need to be the same length. It doesn't matter about the width for this one. All right, this is going to be your pattern piece. We are going to use this to make the holes on here. So the way I do it is, let's just do it like this. I want to find the middle bit first of all, so that's there. Then you want to measure, and I haven't got this quite right on this one. You want to measure 1/2 inch from the top, so I'm going to redo it here. 1/2 inch from the top there. You then want 1/2 inch from the bottom, which is there. All right, then once you've got the middle bit, you want the halfway between there, and the halfway between there and there. So then you just take your pokey tool, move the needle out the way, and I'm going to just make a new hole there, and got a hole there, got one there, and then I need a hole there like that. All right, so now we have our little guide for this. So you might want to just line these up again. I've done the middle one, and we want to make the holes through to the green one. Right, so there you can see the little holes are along there. Now that's what we are going to use to sew into our signatures. So there we go. Just making sure I've got it nice and right through. All right. Right, so we're going to tap this down like this. I want to get that all tapped down. I want to hold it like this and then clip these sides together. So push your nails in and clip that there, and then right, push your nails in, you've tapped it down, you want to get those clipped in. And excuse me fumbling, my hand's just gone dead, so it does feel weird. Right, so I've got that in there. Push your nails into the center seam. You want to make sure that they are as close as possible to closing there, and do that there like that. All right, so there we go. Okay, then we want to take this piece here and you want to get this in. So we want to make sure that the overhang is the same on each side. All right, so let's get that into the center, and I can just see that it's the same at the top and the bottom. And then you want to take your other clips and do it on the alternate sides. So I'm pushing this in with my fingers in the middle here. There we go. All right, so there we go, we have it in place. Now what we want to do is we want to make our holes go right through. All right, so go and take your little spongy bit and your pokey tool, and you're going to start at the top here. So remember where you've made the marks if they're different. All right, I'm going to use my other one. It's slightly thinner. And keep this directly straight. Go directly through, move it along on the sponge. And then this one here. All right, there we go. So if we turn this over, they should be aligned on the fold line there. Okay, now you just want to release this with those clips only, and we'll keep these ones on. Right, and now we've got our holes over here and we've got our holes over there. We want to now just marry these two up. Right, so we will go and get our needle. I use about 3 to 4 lengths of my book here. So that's what I've got here. And you want to start in the middle. All right, so it doesn't matter unless you've got a one-way design. Just double check that if it is a one-way, that's within the same direction as this. But in this case, we don't have a one-way design, so it's not a problem. But you do want to start in the middle, so that's over here. I usually use one of these clips just to keep this in place. It doesn't always stay, but it just helps once I get going. All right, so then I can pull that a little bit, and you want to go through this middle one here. All right, then you want to go one up. My hands aren't working too well together, guys. Right, and then you want to go over here. Ow, it's a good thing this is a I think it's a darning needle actually. And then you want to go through the top and then through the top over there. Give that a little pull just to make it tight. And then you're going to go back to this one over here. I think for many people this is the worst part. And it's not my favorite part either. If I'm honest, it's not. Right, just give that a pull. You want to keep these strings as tight as you possibly can. All right. And I'm trying to keep my hand from not going dead. Right, so now we want to then miss the middle hole and go to the second one from the bottom. Oh, it's gone right through. How good is that? That's good. All right, and then we want to go to the bottom hole now. So just make sure you don't do double strings. All right, so just pull that a little bit out. Give a little pull. Go to this one here. Oh, it's gone straight through. Gosh, that's amazing. Right, there we go. Like that. Giving it a pull again. And straight through this one. And pull. How are these doing? These need to be quite firm, like guitar strings. And then you want to go back through the middle. Like this. Right, let's do my usual trick. When you don't win, then what you want to do is you want to find that little hole again. So there it is. You want to get the needle through there. Okay. Feed it through that way if you're struggling like I was, and then just thread your needle again. And because I can't get too close to the camera without shoving my head underneath it, I'm going to just use this. Gosh, everything's a battle today. Everything is a battle. There we go. Right, so we've got that down now. All right. So that's your 5-hole pamphlet stitch, and then you can go and take off all these clips now. The worst is over. And now, before you make a knot here, again, I want you to go give this a nice pull, and then I want you just to go and check that these are nice and tight, because if they aren't, you're not going to have a secure, firm signature housed in your cover. All right, so I like to tie 2 to 3 knots here once I've established that, and we can take the needle out the way, and we're going to just use our scissors and cut that short. All right, so we've got that there. So there we go, that's all sewn in nicely into our little base piece. Now what I want to do is I want to stick it into the cover, and this is easy because it's just a paper bag cover. So you know, this is a good one to start with if you've never done this before. Right, now you want to get your line here, and if you're not sure where that is, then just draw it. Let's just do that. So get your ruler. It's not always the pencil's running away. Gosh, nothing's going on track today. Right, I think this is my mark. This is where it is. You're not going to see this, but it's a good when you don't have a certain, you know, the spine marked out with a hardback cover. Right, so we've got that there, and you want to fit that onto those marks there like that. All right, now you'll see that this is very close to the top and the bottom, so let's just get that as straight as we can and put some glue on there. You can use double-sided tape, but then you've only got one go at it, so I like to use the 3-in-1. It gives me the opportunity to make some little adjustments while I'm getting the signature in place. All right, so that's the way I do it, but you know, this is just my method. I'm sure that you might have your own tweaks on how to do this if you are if you've done this before. All right, moment of truth. Lift it up and get it into the, it's when that pencil mark really becomes handy. So I can see on this side I got it there on the pencil mark, and I was a bit over, and on that side there we go. So now we can stick that down. So I do recommend it. You'd hate to see that you've got it too long or too short, so you know, you can't go wrong with a pencil mark. And then just rub your fingers on each side, and that's that signature stuck down. All right, simple as that. Now what we want to do is we want to put on these side panels. All right, so now you just want to take your panels. I have distressed most of this, but I'm going to just put a little bit more on this bit where I cut it off. So that's easily done. And once I've put these on, I'll talk to you about the little pockets. Okay, so this one's going to go over here now. So I'm going to just put some glue on and get that stuck down. So right, so you want to just get it up at the top there and the bottom and match them to the green bit. So it's nice just to have that bit of green coming through, I think. All right, and then the other side as well. So let's just fit it before we glue it, that I've got it in the right way. I do. Right, so that's going to go in over here. All right, so while that's drying, we can just talk about the little pockets. Now these little pockets measure 3 3/4 inches that way by 4 inches. All right, so I've cut out the 2, and all I've done is I have stuck on 2 fussy cut flowers from my fussy cut flower kit. I printed these 2 to a page. I stuck on one of the sentiments and a little bit of lace, and I've just stitched around it for effect. So I've just done that, and that's all it is. I've done that one, and then I've taken a thistle and these images, again, a piece of lace and a little bit of a quote there, and those are the 2 that I'm going to use. All right, so this one is going to go, we've got these brilliant quotes here just to be uplift you when you open your journal. I love these uplifting quotes. Positivity to start the day, you can't go wrong. Right, so I'm going to stick this one just at the bottom, just off the bottom, I think, like that. And we just want it on the 3 sides, so you can use tape or anything you like as usual. I've got my glue here that's really at the end of the bottle, and I hate using the glue at the end of the bottle because it becomes tacky, and I know you can add acetone to it, to this particular one, but yeah, I prefer the Sugar Bell bottle. Right, so let's get this down. Now I'm going to match it to the green edge there, and I'll be a little bit away on that side, but that's perfect. I like that. All right, so we've got that one down. And then on this side, we will put Stand Strong. Yes, no matter what life throws at you, stand strong. Gosh, I know that's hard because we've had things, haven't we? We all have moments in our life where we want to throw in the towel and give up, but stand strong, because you know, tomorrow's a new day and a new beginning, and I tell myself that all the time. You know, we can do it all over again. I think this one's finished now. I'm going to use this. So, yes, that's my advice. Okay, so again, up to the green line. And then I'm going to do it like that. I think this journal is going to be a wonderful one to inspire you every day with a positive quote. All right, so we've got those down now, and I love how this has come together. All I want to do now is show you what I have made as far as little tags are concerned. Now, I took the mini page, which is really this front page here, and it's half the size, and it was left over. It was like that, and I have just cut it in 2. Sewn around the edges, and I've added little paper die cuts there with a butterfly, and this one as well, paper die cuts with a little butterfly. I've put in a little eyelet there and some ribbon. So that's what I've done to use up the last page, and that's what I'm going to put in each of the pockets here. So I'm going to put this one in over there. like that. And I'm going to put the other one, love those, this one at the back here. So great writing space. I've put it onto recycled packaging. There we go. I didn't want to make it too bulky on the fronts here. Want to just make sure. Now, I would normally, and I will do this once I've done it, I would suggest that you leave your book open like this until for a few hours, and that way it just sets that spine and the glue here nicely. All right, and I will do that once I have done it, because if I do it now I can see it wants to lift, but that's just because it's not 100% set. But you are now, and I will just press it down again, you've now got your see, it just lifts a bit there, but I'll sort that out by leaving it overnight. So you've got everything there. So it's just about a closure now, which I'll show you when I do the flip through. All right, so go and make sure that you press this nicely down. The map keeps moving. Press this nicely down with your fingers and leave it open like that, just to dry nicely. And there you've got it all put together for your traveler's notebook. And that was the first time I've done it myself too. I've never done, this is my first traveler's notebook I've ever made. So you can do, I can do it, you can do it too. All right. Okay, everyone, go and have a wonderful week. I'm going to see you on Friday. Remember, we're going to start our birds and bees journal, and I'm very excited to do that with you. I'll show you all the things you need to be gathering, which I've been gathering here myself. So be sure to look out for that one. I love that kit, so I'm very excited. I will do a flip through of this one in the coming days as well, so we'll look out for that. And don't forget, it's there is a fab sale running on in my website, where all the digitals are 30% off, and my kits are on sale as well. Everything is. I still have a few pieces of fabric. I've put the last pieces in there now. I don't have any more, so that's it. And then I also have a bit of a sale running on in my Etsy store there as well. So the links for anything that you have an eye on are in the description box below. All right, thank you everybody for your wonderful support. Go and have some fun. Do this. I know it can be overwhelming, but just take a deep breath, and I know you can do it. And if you've got any questions, I'll try my best to help. All right, stay well everyone. See you very soon. Bye.